and happy Narasimha Chaturthi for you also.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Charge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Anita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji.
Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Pichi Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna and happy Narasimha Chaturdashi to everybody.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Priti Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Aditi Devi Dasi in Canada.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Aditi Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to Radha Madhava. Please accept my humble obeisances to you and respectable Zoom devotees who were present today. I'm Chalana Lakshmi from Malaysia. Thank you very much, and Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam, Charana Lakshmi Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Eternally grateful to you for your association this morning, Mataji. Welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Induleka Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln. Mataji, it is 6:20. We can actually get started with the introduction.
Okay. Recording is not started. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call today. We are fortunate to have His Grace Dr. Keshavanand Prabhuji. He'll enlighten us on the topic of the glories of Nrsimhadev. I request respected Aditi Mataji to go ahead and give his introduction.
Lakshmi Mataji.
I'll read the introduction today. Thank you, Jyoti Mataji. Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Danvat
Thank you,
Pranam, all devotees. It is my good fortune to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Keshavanand Prabhuji, here today on this auspicious occasion of Narasimha Chaturdashi. Dr. Keshavanand was a professional doctor for many years, and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between the science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. If spirituality is a superstition and a myth, science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must re-embrace spirituality and be humble to admit its defects, flaws, and ignorance. And spirituality must base itself on sound, scientific, and rational ideas. Keshavanand Prabhuji has studied both Vedic and Western philosophy. Besides learning Sanskrit, he also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with seminars on diverse topics like science and the Vedas, mind and machines, science fails to explain life, consciousness, and beyond, etc. That has presented in various colleges in India, Europe, and America. Under the guidance of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, he has also started Gurukul, a traditional system of Vedic education in Punjab, India, where children learn the ancient Vedic culture and values. Besides, he has started a farm community. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatch roofs, with cows, and of course, farming. The communities will set a model for the world to show how to live a life based on the principle of simple living and high thinking. So that's a brief introduction about our today's speaker, His Grace Keshavanand Prabhuji. Back to you, Aditi Mataji. Back to you, Jyoti Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Lakshmi Mataji. Danvat pranam to you. Hare Krishna, Danvat pranam. Dr. Keshavanand Prabhuji, all glories to assembled. Sorry. Thank you for your valuable association today. And today's session is on the glories of Lord Nrsimhadev. I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Please go ahead with the session. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Not able to stand, but I'll just speak like that. Okay, so today's Narsingh Chaturdashi, and I mean, not today. It's tomorrow in India, Narsingh Chaturdashi, and I think I'm supposed to speak on that topic. Lord Narasimhadev, we all know about Lord Narasimhadev. There is in Mayapur, we have all visited, and Srila Prabhupada himself installed Lord Narasimhadev deity in Sridham Mayapur, where he's worshipped every day. There's a separate altar for him, and it's like that form of Narasimha is actually Ugra Narasimha. So Srila Prabhupada specially installed devotees specially installed that form Ugra Narasimha because Muslims, they attacked on Mayapur, and they also bombed many devotees, and these devotees were like some of the devotees were really injured. Srimati Radharani's Krishna's or Srimati Radharani's arm, it was lost. So actually they practically bombed deities also. So after that, devotees were very distressed, and they asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, well, pray for Lord Narasimhadev. So ever after Lord Narasimhadev was installed in Mayapur, there were no problems at all. So there are, for information, there are many forms of Lord Narasimhadev. Why there are many forms? Because Lord Narasimhadev is in many moods. So if you go to Ahobilam, there's a place Ahobilam in South India. There you will find 9 forms of Lord Narasimhadev. One of the form is Ugra Narasimha, the form which is installed in Mayapur, where Lord Narasimha is very ferocious. Ugra means ferocious. He's very ferocious, and he's ready to pound on Hiranyakashipu and kill him. So that form is installed in Mayapur, so that he can save that temple, and he can safeguard Lord Krishna from enemies. Another form of Lord Narasimhadev is actually Pavan Narasimha. One of the form is Pavan Narasimha. It's a beautiful, serene form of Lord Narasimhadev, and devotees worship Lord Narasimhadev in that mood to get blessings. Ugra Narasimha, so Ugra Narasimha, every devotee cannot worship. Ugra Narasimha should be worshipped by Naistik Brahmachari. Otherwise, the devotees who worship, they'll be harmed. He's in a very different mood. He's Lord Narasimha. He's very angry, very ferocious. He doesn't tolerate any offenses. So that's why Ugra Narasimha has to be worshipped by brahmacharis. Then we have Jwala Narasimha. Jwala Narasimha, that's another form where Lord Narasimha is actually killing Hiranyakashipu, and he's very angry to the point that there is fire from his body. That's Jwala Narasimha. Even this form of Jwala Narasimha, it has to be worshipped properly, otherwise much harm will be brought upon the person who worships him if he doesn't worship him properly. Another interesting form to worship Lord Narasimha is Malol Narasimha. Malol Narasimha is a form where Lord Narasimha is with Lakshmi. He is there with Lakshmi. Malol means deer. so if you don't know, when Lord Narasimha incarnated, along with him Lakshmi also incarnated. In every incarnation, Lord takes the form. Lakshmi also comes to assist, whether it is Leela avatar, it is Yoga avatar, or it is Manvantra avatar, whatever it is, he comes, and then she comes also. So when Lord Narasimha took his form, Lakshmi also came in the form of Chunchu Lakshmi. Her name is Chunchu Lakshmi. So if you go to Ahobilam, there'll be a cave where she was born. She was born to tribals as Chunchu Lakshmi. And when Lord Narasimha killed Hiranyakashipu, after that he installed Prahlad, and then he came to this forest in South India to wash his hands of the blood, and they met Chunchu Lakshmi, and they fell in love on first sight. And then he took Chunchu Lakshmi on his lap and he married her, and that form is Lord Narasimha. It is like Lord Narasimha. He's very dear to Lord Lakshmi. Another form of Lord Narasimha is let's see, is Chhatrapat Narasimha. That's a very interesting form. In that form, Lord Narasimha is laughing. He's practically laughing. You might not have seen this form of Lord Narasimha anywhere. He's practically laughing. We have not heard of laughing Narasimha anywhere, is it? Nowhere. But in Ahobilam, you have this laughing Narasimha. He's laughing, and why he's laughing? Because demigods have come after killing of Hiranyakashipu. They're singing glories of Lord Narasimha, and Lord Narasimha is giving beats by his hand. He's giving beats by this hands, one hand, two hands. He's giving beats, and on his lap, and he's very happy to hear that music. So that's Chhatrapat Narasimha. Devotees go and worship him. He's in a very good mood, so in this Chhatrapat Narasimha, if we worship him, he'll give lot of blessings. Another form of Lord Narasimha is let's see, actually I'm forgetting. I don't know. I'm forgetting. I have to see. Maybe I have to see. But yeah. So I can remember these forms. Total, there are 9 forms, and so you can Google on the net.
From this Pavana Narasimha, the Pavana Narasimha, the Pavana Narasimha.
Pavan I have told already. Pavan I have told already.
Varaha Narasimha.
Yeah, Varaha Narasimha is there. Varaha Narasimha is there in the 9 forms. I don't know. He's not there. But one of the form is Varaha Narasimha. He's not there in 9 forms in Ahobilam, but there is one form as Varaha Narasimha, where he's worshipped. So in one of the pastimes, Lord Narasimha, he actually it's a combined form of Varahadev and Lord Narasimha. Varaha Narasimha. Varaha Narasimha, I think he's worshipped in Chaitanya Gaudiya Math by Bhaktisant Saraswati Thakur. There in the Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, in the back, there's a temple where they worship Varaha Narasimha. But in the 9 forms of Ahobilam, I'm forgetting.
There is one with Parashurama. There's one Parashurama, one Hanuman.
Yeah. So what's the name of that? So yeah, I'm also remembering the name.
Yeah.
So I think that's so another name. So another Narasimha is Yoga Narasimha.
Shaligram Narasimha. Shaligram.
Was that?
Shaligram.
No. These are not 9 forms in Ahobilam. So another form is Yoga Narasimha, where Yoga Narasimha is a form where he is actually after killing Hiranyakashipu, he caressed Prahlad Maharaj, and he was loving him, and then he personally taught Prahlad he personally taught him Sanskrit and mathematics and other subjects, because Prahlad at that time was 5 years old, and he was ready to go to school. So Lord Narasimha, to fulfill his desire of Vatsalya Ras, he really taught him how to read, how to write. And if you go to Ahobilam, there is still a place where on the rocks Prahlad Maharaj has written Sanskrit letters, and Lord Narasimha has taught him. So that's actually Yoga Narasimha.
This below the Ugra Stamba, I think. This one below the Ugra Stamba. Just below that is
Yeah. Okay. so another Narasimha is Kroda Narasimha. Kroda Narasimha is there. That's there on the top of Ahobilam, and it is okay. We are here, Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So this is Kroda Narasimha. This is a nice.
Karanja.
Yeah, no, wait. So yeah, this is Kroda Narasimha. Kroda Narasimha so it is a rare form of Lord Narasimhadev, where Lord Narasimhadev is actually I just forgot by Kroda Narasimha name is. Sorry for that. You can have a look. Okay, this is so Lord Parshuram, Narasimha. The deities are Bhargav Narasimha. Bhargav Narasimha is where Lord Parshuram came and he worshipped Lord Narasimha, which is called Bhargava Narasimha. Chhatravat Narasimha is there, and Karanjana Narasimha. So all these 9 forms of Narasimha are there, beautiful forms. Why these forms are there? Because Lord Narasimha is in different moods in his pastimes. He's in different moods, and it is advised to worship Lord. Hare Krishna. It is advised to worship Lord according to the mood of Lord. That's very important. And that comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a famous verse, 7th canto. There's a verse you all know. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Arjanam Mandanam Dasyam Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. This is 7th chapter. Was that verse? I think 7th chapter. Sorry, 7th canto, 15 chapter, 23rd verse. Yeah, something like this. 7.15.23. Everybody knows this. But the next verse to this, that's more important. And that says, Iti Pumsam Arpita Vishnu Bhakti Chet Navalakshana. And then it says, Bhagavati Adha. It says, the verse says, okay, if you want to make your Shravan and Kirtan successful, what you should do? Iti Pumsam Arpita Vishnu. You should offer this to the Lord. That means you should chant this for the pleasure of Krishna. But then, so that's the first condition. That's the first condition. We all chant and glorify Krishna. We all do that. But the idea is you have to do in such a way so that Krishna becomes pleased, and not in such a way that Krishna becomes displeased and frustrated. That's not we have to do. And then the verse goes, let's see. So just a minute. And then the verse goes, and then the next line, what it says is, next line it says in Srimad Bhagavatam. So what's that verse? Can anyone tell me? Iti Pumsam Arpita Vishnu Bhakti Chet Navalakshana.
Kriyat Bhagavati Adda.
Yeah. So Kriyate Bhagavati Adha Tanmai Manyate.
Manye Adhitam Uttamam.
Yeah, Uttam. So the idea is Adhitam Uttamam. This is 7.5.23.24. So the idea is what Prahlad is saying. Okay, you offer this everything to Krishna, but at the same time you have to worship him according to his mood. Tanmai Adhitam Uttamam. That the idea is so it is not that you just have to perform Shravan Kirtan in a manner which is pleasing to him. You also have to perform in a manner which is according to his mood and which makes his pleasure more. If you serve Krishna according to his mood, he will be more pleased, definitely. And that's what Rupa Goswami says, Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam. So he says, yes, please Krishna. At the same time, if you want to please him more and absolutely in all respects, then you should please serve him according to his mood. And that's the whole idea. That's why Lord Nrsimhadev, he has appeared in many moods. So according to the mood and according to the situation, devotee worships him so that he becomes really pleased. So these are the 9 forms of Lord Nrsimhadev in Ahobilam. And one of the form, as I already told, that is established in Mayapur, which is Ugra Narasimha. So by the way, when this Ugra Narasimha was being ordered, so there's a Prabhupada disciple, Atmadat Prabhu. He actually ordered Lord Narasimha. So he went to South India, and South India, he was actually searching for some shilpi, for some person to carve Lord Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha deities. By the way, to inform you, nobody in this world will carve Ugra Narasimha, because anybody who carves Ugra Narasimha, if he does any mistake, his whole family will get finished. So he couldn't find anybody who could carve Ugra Narasimha for Atmadat Prabhu. He was telling me personally, Atmadat Prabhu. So he was given this service. So he was searching in whole South India. So one person, he said, okay, I'll carve Lord Ugra Narasimha from stone, but on one condition. The condition is, you as soon as he's completed, you should take him with you. So I'll keep him with me for a long time. So Atmadat Prabhu said, okay, fine, you inform me. And at the same time, he said there's another problem. If you make Lord Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha, the size of a person, like around 5-6 feet, then Prahlad Maharaj will be simply be a dot on that Lord Narasimha. So then how will you worship Prahlad Maharaj? So Atmadat Prabhu said, well, you should do something, forget proportions, make Prahlad Maharaj so that we can see and worship him. So he said, okay, that adjustment can be done. So they made that person, he made Ugra Narasimha. And when it was almost done, in the night, it was raining like cats and dogs. It was raining like mad. And Lord Narasimha was actually kept in the hut. He was almost finished. And in that rain, in that extreme rain, there was a big fire in the hut. And that person who was carving, he was really, really fearful. And he immediately called Atman Prabhu, please take this Narasimha, I can't keep him. Atman Prabhu, he came, he took that Narasimha in the truck, they loaded in the back of the truck. So this is, I'm talking about Mayapur Narasimha, history of Mayapur Narasimha. They loaded him in the truck, and then when he was taking this, he didn't have any border security certificates, what he's taking, how he's taking. He didn't have anything. He just took Lord Narasimha. It was an urgent call. He took him, and on the security of the states, when the security people were asking him, okay, what's this? What is your insight? So Atma said, okay, you can see. As soon as I saw him, they said, okay, Baba, you go. We'll not stop. They were really fearful by seeing Lord Narasimha's form. So that's how he came in Mayapur, Lord Narasimha, Ugra Narasimha. And then we all know Jananivas Prabhu and Pankajanga Prabhu, they worshipped him because they were Naistik Brahmacharis. Like that. So we can see Lord Narasimha is there in different moods, and devotees worship him in different moods according to their own devotion. But in Mayapur, although Lord Narasimha is in Ugra Narasimha, and he's supposed to be really angry because he's Ugra, but actually he is not angry. He is very soft and very pleasing. Why? Because it is said when the deities approach a dham, they take the mood of the dham. So the mood of Mayapur dham is audarya. The mood of Mayapur dham is actually magnanimity and mercy. So although we have Ugra Narasimha installed in Mayapur, but his mood is actually merciful and audarya. He's most compassionate in that form. So it's something, it's something mixture. His form is angry form, but his mood should also be angry, but his mood is compassionate. It's like that. So Lord Narasimha, why we worship him? Why we worship him in our sampradaya? This question is very important. Why? Because In our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, we don't worship Lord Narasimha. This might be really shocking to you, but it's like that. We don't worship Lord Narasimha. There is no Acharya who worship Lord Narasimha except Bhakti Sanda Saraswati Thakur, who worship Gadha Narasimha deities. But otherwise, there is no Acharya who worshipped Lord Narasimha. Maybe some exception might be there, but I don't find any prominent Acharya in a Gaudiya Sampradaya who worship Lord Narasimha. Lord Narasimha is usually worshipped in Madhva Sampradaya and Sri Sampradaya. But in Gaudiya Sampradaya, we don't worship Lord Narasimha. Why they worship Lord Narasimha in those Sampradayas? Because they ask for protection from Lord Narasimha to protect their devotional service. Lord Narasimha's duty is to protect devotees and protect from what? Protect from illusion and protect their devotion. So in Sri Vaishnava Madhva Sampradaya, Lord Narasimha's worship is very, very prominent, especially in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. All these famous temples of Lord Narasimha, like Simhachalam and this Ahobilam, they're all managed by Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya people. So they worship Lord Narasimha. But what about Gaudiya Vaishnava? Whom do Gaudiya Vaishnavas worship when it comes to protecting their devotion? Well, we worship, if we want to protect our devotion, we worship Srimati Radharani. We worship more than that Govardhan. Srimati Radharani herself said, Haridasa Varryo. Govardhan is the best of devotee. And Govardhan actually protected devotees from a big calamity. When Indra got really mad and there were rains for 7 days, Govardhan protected devotees. So we, as Gaudiya Vaishnava, we worship Govardhan for protection of our devotion. And of course, Radha is always there. And we worship Lord Chaitanya Nityanand. For us, they are the most merciful incarnation, Namo Mahavadanya. So we worship them. But as far as Lord Narasimha, no, we don't worship. Mahaprabhu, he worshipped Lord Narasimha. Yeah, it is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Whenever he used to enter Jagannath Puri temple to have darshan of Jagannath Puri, he used to enter through actually Nrsimha gate. There are 4 gates in Jagannath Puri temple. One of the gate is Nrsimha gate. He used to enter from that gate, and there is a Narsingh Bhagwan's deity there installed on the gate itself, besides the gate. And Mahaprabhu used to offer prayers and obeisances to Lord Narasimha before entering. He used to do that, but he never recommended his devotees to worship Lord Narasimha, and no devotee worship Lord Narasimha. Devotees simply worship Lord Chaitanya and eternal protection of the devotion. So, what about Narsingh Chaturdashi? This day, Lord Narasimha appeared, or let's say this is the appearance of Lord Narasimha. And what do Gaudiya Vaishnavas have to do with this day? Although in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this day is not celebrated as pompously as Janmashtami or Gaupurnima or Ramnami, this day is largely silent in Gaudiya Vaishnava culture. But what we have to, anyway, he's God. Lord Narasimha, Keshavanand, Narhari Urupa. Daily we sing Narsingh Arti. Srila Prabhupada installed it in ISKCON to daily sing, because it's a preaching movement. And preaching movement, there's a lot of Maya we have to face. So Lord Narasimha will protect us. That was started by Srila Prabhupada for protection of devotion, of devotees from illusory attack, because it's a preaching movement. So we respect Srila Prabhupada's system, and we worship Lord Narasimha like that. But actually, what do we learn from Narasimha Chaturdashi? Lord Narasimha appeared to kill Hiranyakashipu and to protect his devotee. So what do we learn from this day, and what do we have to imbibe by celebrating Lord Narasimha Chaturdashi? There are a few points you have to remember. One of the point is that Lord Narasimha, he appeared Prahlad Alhad Daine. He appeared to give pleasure to Prahlad. Prahlad means pleasure. And that was his main motive to appear, to actually give pleasure to Bhakta Prahlad. And that is why this word is a Prahlad Aladayine and Narsing Stuti. So what we have to learn? We have to learn that Krishna or God, Lord Narasimha, Krishna in form of Lord Narasimha, he always protects his devotees. So this whole pastime of Lord Narasimha, this whole pastime is actually a so a remembrance, or this whole pastime is actually a, a solid evidence that Krishna protects his devotees no matter what happens. He has taken a vow to protect his devotees. Nyavikramanashasti patyavayana vidyate. Krishna has taken a vow, my devotee will never perish. So, and that is why Lord Narasimha appeared to show that 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 no harm can come to my devotees. I am by his side. So, so the quality of Bhakta Vatsalya is expressed in Lord Narasimha's pastime, and that's why this we sing. We sing that song Tabakara Kamla Varenakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranakashipu Tanu Bhringam. For devotees, the nails of Lord Narasimhadev, they are ornaments and they appear so nice. But for enemies, like Hiranyakashipu, the nails of Hiranyakashipu of Lord Narasimhadev are like death. So are like a chisel, which can, which actually killed Hiranyakashipu and tore apart his heart by his chisel-like nail. So for devotees, this whole pastime is actually an emblem, a prototype of Bhakta Vatsalya. How Krishna protects his devotees at all costs. So just like Gajendra Moksha, that's also a pastime to show that how much Krishna is merciful. Similarly, this pastime is to show that how much Lord Narasimhadev is merciful, that he came to his devotees, for his devotees, to protect him from all the injustice and the torture done to him. Another point in this whole pastime of Lord Narasimhadev is actually from the side of Prahlad. Jiva Goswami mentions in I think one of the Sandar that Prahlad, he was always remembering Krishna. And that is why we give example of Smaranam. Prahlad, we give the example. So he was always remembering Krishna. And he was taking the name of Krishna. So when Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill him by many ways, by trampling him under elephant, by throwing him over the mountain, and so by trying to burn him, trying to poison him, no matter how much he tried, Prahlad was saved. Now the question Jiva Goswami raises is, Prahlad was remembering God and he was taking his names, but he didn't do anything to save himself. So why is that? Because devotees who are servants of Krishna, they don't leave everything on Krishna. That's not the way of servants. They take care of themselves as far as possible, and rest then they leave on Krishna. But Prahlad didn't do like that. Prahlad, okay, Krishna, whatever you want to do, you can do. I'm simply chanting your names. With that. So Jiva Goswami says, well, this might be an offense if Prahlad is trying to remember Krishna and is thinking, okay, I'm remembering Krishna and Krishna will have to take care of me. He'll take care of me because I'm remembering Krishna. Well, this is an offense because a servant does not think. A servant thinks, what can I do for Krishna? That's his meditation. What can I do? What can I offer to Krishna? So Prahlad, he would have been implicated in offense if he would have simply remembered Krishna and done nothing. And simply sitting, and then that means he's using the power of holy name to save himself. And that is offense. But that was not the case with Prahlad Maharaj. Jiva Goswami says it was Prahlad didn't save himself, didn't took any practical steps, didn't names. Whatever happened, he simply watched it, and then nothing happened to him. Although they tried their level best to kill him. So why did that? Because Krishna asked him to do that. Krishna wanted to show the glories of the holy name, the glories of remembrance. So Krishna said, don't interfere, just sit quiet. And so the people can see how much glorious holy name and my remembrance is, that you will be automatically protected. But we should not take protection from Krishna unnecessarily. And we should try to give him the protection. But Prahlad Maharaj took protection, so that doesn't seem pure devotion. But in the case of Prahlad, it is pure devotion because Krishna ordered him to do so. So yeah. So we were talking about Lord Narasimhadev. Yeah. So generally, all the Prabhupada installed Narasimhadev's worship in ISKCON. Traditionally, Gaudiya Vaishnavas don't worship Lord Narasimhadev. So they generally worship Gaunadai or Govardhan for the protection. But anyway, Prabhupada installed, so we respect his idea and we respect his intuition, and he installed, and they were still actually serving Lord Narasimhadev after so many years. Should we now here the question comes: should we actually chant this Narasimha Stotra or all these stutis? Sometimes devotees, when they become diseased and their problems, so they start chanting Narasimha Stotra and another stutis of Lord Narasimha to be saved from all these problems in life. But that's not the function of Lord Narasimha. Lord Narasimha's exclusive function is to protect you from spiritual calamity, from spiritual dangers. That's what his job is. His job is not to save your body or actually change your material circumstances. That's not his job. And in fact, Lord Narasimhadev, yeah. So Lord Narasimhadev's job is to protect a devotion, and our job is to actually serve him as far as possible. Help him to protect devotees. That's also worship of Lord Narasimhadev. If you help devotees to come out of spiritual obstacles, you're actually helping Lord Narasimha, and that is real worship, Lord Narasimha. So we don't chant all these Narasimha stotras and all this. Don't do that. It is actually non-devotional. To use Lord Narasimha to make yourself bodily healthy, that's actually an offense. We should not do that. Or to wear that Narasimha Kavach, that's also not required. Bhakti Saraswati Thakur and many others were not in favor of Narasimha Kavach. Well, Narasimha Kavach means you are using Lord Narasimhadev as a security guard in that Narasimha Kavach so that he can protect you from all problems in life. But well, that's not the point. We are not here for protection from Krishna. We are here to serve him. And if we serve him nicely, in that service itself, we'll be automatically protected. That's the whole idea of pure devotion. So that is Lord Narasimhadev. If you want, you just glorify Lord Narasimhadev. So we daily do that. Tavakara kamla varena khamadbhuta shringam dalitarena kashipu tanu bhringam keshavadhrita narari rupa jai jagadishare. In this entire prayer, there is no prayer that please have blessings and like this, nothing. His devotee is simply praying to Lord Narasimha and trying to glorify him. If we glorify God and if we serve him, we remember him, automatically there will be protection from Krishna's side. There is absolutely no doubt about it. And that's what Srila Prabhupada said. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. Have faith in Krishna, read books, chant Hare Krishna, and successful life. And Lord Narasimha, will help you. That's all. So that's about Lord Narasimha. I mean to say, I can keep on speaking. I can tell you stories after stories of Bhagavatam, but I don't want to do that. How Hiranyakashipu was killed, how Lord Narasimha came, and how he was angry, and how Prahlad Maharaj came and he fainted, and this and that, and then finally Narasimha was killed. That kind of story you can Perhaps tomorrow also there is a Narasimhadev's about Narasimhadev's lecture by one devotee. So if he tells you story, that story, that will be good. But I just wanted to discuss some philosophical aspects of Lord Narasimhadev, what mentioned in scriptures. One of the names of Krishna is Narasimha, by the way. Narasimha, Nara means man, and Simha means brave man. Simha means lion, lion is brave. So a courageous man is also called as Narasimha. So in that sense, uh, yeah. So the whole idea is Lord Narasimha's worship. I mean to say so it is not. It's really nice to worship him, but we worship him not to ask for protection. He will protect you. We worship him to please him. We worship him so that we can serve him. And what kind of service we can do for him, for Narasimhadev. That will be the real worship. If we can start from today. First is you can serve Vaishnavas, help them to come out of spiritual calamity. That's the job of Lord Narasimha. And if we help him in his job, that's love, by the way. Second, you can worship Lord Narasimha by actually giving knowledge to atheist, by preaching to atheist. Prahlad, he was preaching to his demoniac friends, and Narasimha, they became so happy. So by preaching to demoniac people and by such kind of preaching which helps others to come out of atheism, that's the greatest worship of Lord Narasimha that we can do. That will be nice. And then of course there are other mantras, and there is water. You can sit. There are mantras, and there is also water in Ahobilam. You can find tirthas there, so you can do all the devotees do all those things, but we don't have to do all those things. There is no mantra required. There is no kind of kavach required to get protection on Narasimha. Simply serve him, and he'll protect you if you desire. So even is not protecting you is his protection. Just leave it up to him. We serve him, and I've just told you how to serve him. How to serve him by preaching. You can serve him, and then there are many other ways you can serve him. You can solve the problems of devotees. That's also service to Lord Narasimha. So yeah, so let's worship Lord Narasimha on this day. Maybe tomorrow we have to keep a fast till the evening on Narasimhadev's appearance day. We don't have to take any that's one thing. We have to keep a Ekadashi fasting. If we can keep full fasting, that will be great. And chant in names and chant Hare Krishna, pray to him. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions another thing. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a song. Lord Narasimhadev's deity is installed in Godrum Dweep. Yeah, Godrum Dweep, I think. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings a song where he actually is praising Lord Narasimha, and finally he's asking, please give me devotion to Radha Krishna. That can be done. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying to Lord Narasimha in Mayapur. Which is not in Mayapur, but in God Mandal, in Godrum Dweep. So people, devotees who have done Navadvip Parikrama, they will know that Lord Narasimha, about whom I'm talking about. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a song in his songbook. Please give me devotion to Radha Krishna. So that you can ask by worshipping Lord Narasimha tomorrow, and ask him the devotion to Lord Krishna. Ask him to protect your devotion of Radha Krishna, and he will gladly do it, because that's his job. He likes to do his job, isn't it? If you ask somebody to do what they like to do, then that's very interesting, and then they will do it perfectly. So if you go to Lord Narasimhadev and if you ask them, okay, Lord Narasimhadev, I have this health problem, please set it right. That's not his job. That's not his job. He doesn't like to do that. He might do, he might not do, but he will not be having fun doing that. What he has fun doing is to actually protect you from illusion, from Maya, and giving you pure devotion of Radha Krishna. So all these things we can keep in mind on Narsingh Chaturdashi, and avail this opportunity tomorrow Lord Narasimha appeared and stays there, and try to serve him nicely, remember him daily. We all daily remember by actually singing Nrsimhadev-HG, and that's very nice. And finally, what I want to say is don't disappoint him, by the way. Don't disappoint him. He likes to help his devotees to advance in devotion. But we should not disappoint him. We should also try our best to actually not fall in illusion. Just try our best to not fall in illusion, and he'll be more than happy. He'll not be disappointed. He's working on us. If you pray to him, he'll work on you. And you have to respect his work on you. And you have to be careful so that his planning and his work on you doesn't get wasted. So in that sense, we should not disappoint him. Should try to become pure devotee, and that will be the best service to Lord Narasimha. Hare Krishna. Lord Nrsimhadev-HG. Any questions? Anything you want to ask?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for such a wonderful glorification of Lord Narasimhadev. So it was very helpful for meditation on Lord Narasimhadev, which is upcoming tomorrow. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Devotees, any questions, please go ahead. iPhone, Prabhuji or Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
हाँ प्रभु जी, आपने जैसे बोला अभी कि जैसे भगवान लॉर्ड नरसिंहदेव को हमें मतलब वो यही हमारी स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के लिए प्रोटेक्शन के लिए ही प्रे करना चाहिए, हमारे आध्यात्मिक जीवन में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं. तो
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt. Can you ask your question in English?
Yeah, I can.
नहीं, प्रभु जी can reply in English. So
yeah, she's not comfortable. Okay, speak on, no problem.
So प्रभु जी, हमें किस मूड से मतलब जैसे हम हमारे जीवन में यदि प्रॉब्लम आती है लाइक आध्यात्मिक जीवन से लेके या शारीरिक रूप से या मानसिक रूप से, तो हमें जैसे प्रॉब्लम आती है तो हमें मतलब चैंटिंग करते रहना चाहिए, हमें प्रॉब्लम्स को मतलब नहीं ठीक करने में ध्यान देना चाहिए, मतलब वो भी करना चाहिए या दोनों?
Well, the question is, if we have problems in our life, whether mental, bodily or spiritual problems, should we pray to Lord Narasimhadev or should we keep on tolerating and don't pray to him? Well, the point is, if you go to Lord Narasimhadev and ask for protection, then first of all, we are taking service from him. He might protect on his own accord. He might protect us by his own will. But we don't force him to protect us by praying to him. That we should not ever do. So whatever problems we have in our life, bodily problems, that who prays to Lord Narasimhadev. We don't care. This flesh is inconsequential. You can go to a doctor and get it set right, and try your best to do that. And mental problems also, you can chant nicely. And spiritual problems, try to come up with some practical solutions, discuss with some devotees what we can do. Try to solve these problems at local level. Don't take it to Lord Narasimhadev every time, because he is ready there to protect us. So let's take that advantage. No, that is wrong. That is wrong. That is an offense. That is actually taking advantage of Lord Narasimha. Lord Narasimha's qualities. So that is seventh offense. Nam no balade se papa buddhi. Taking advantage of the power of holy name to commit sinful activities. This is not really sinful activity to ask for protection for spiritual and bodily health, whatever it is. But at the same time, we are taking service from him. So that we should not do. Devotee doesn't like, devotee is a servant, isn't it? We are not bhogis. The greatest thing which can make us unhappy is that Krishna, Lord, tries to serve us. He will definitely try to serve us. That's his attitude. He tries to serve his devotees, but we don't demand, we don't ask him. If he does on his own, that's fine enough. And he will always do that. So our idea is to serve him and let him decide what to do with us. And that's the best. Come up with some practical solutions and solve the problem. That's all.
So प्रभु जी, इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि जैसे हमारे जीवन में कभी प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, जैसे क्योंकि जैसे कई डिवोटीज बोलते हैं कि
जैसे ये प्रॉब्लम है, ग्रह लगे हुए हैं, सो मेनी थिंग है, तो इसके लिए हमें डेमीगॉड्स की भी सम टाइम करना पड़ता है पूजा वगैरह, तो करनी चाहिए।
Demigods we should never.
इसके लिए भगवान को, कृष्ण को नहीं मतलब परेशान करना चाहिए मतलब।
Well, we should not disturb Krishna, Lord Narasimhadev for a problem. We should neither approach demigods. If you approach demigods, Krishna will be more disturbed rather than approaching. Demigods, Krishna says, don't go anywhere, just be with me. Approaching demigods is actually let's say, it's actually not recommended. At the same time, it's actually anti-devotional, anti-love. So we never do that. Never in our dreams. Just we leave it and we try to solve it. That's all. As far as possible.
Thank you.
Hey Krishna. Sangeeta Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hey Krishna, Panching Pranam Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. It was a very enlightening lecture. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask that you mentioned that wearing a Narasimha Kavach is not something we should do it. It's an offense. But right now
it's not really an offense, but it's not ideal, You should not do that.
Okay. So
but
now,
if you're wearing, better remove it. Prabhupada never recommended all these things. Although it is happening, it happened. Devotees are getting Narasimha Kavach. But you see, I'll tell you one thing. In Gaudiya Math, they actually installed Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Samadhi on the gate, Push Samadhi. And when Bhaktivinoda Thakur came, he was very annoyed and he said, is Bhaktivinoda Thakur your guard? So Narasimha Kavach, putting Narasimha Kavach means you have given eternal service to Lord Narasimhadev to think about your protection. That is a typical bhogi mentality. Krishna, think about my protection. Servant's mentality is we think about your protection. That is devotion, that is pure love. So it is just anti-devotional service. So just remove it. Holy name is enough to protect you. You should have faith in holy name. We don't need. And we should glorify Lord Narasimhadev. He will protect on his own accord. Let him do that. We don't ideally do Narasimha Kavach and all these things.
Yeah, Prabhu, I understand that. So how do we handle it now? Like, what do we do with it?
Just remove it. Remove it and put it in your cupboard. That's all. That's it.
Okay. And you also mentioned about that mood of a dham. Right? So I wanted to ask that what should be our mood when we are entering the dham? How can we in the what could be our mood? What should be our mood? That's what I want to know, so that we can.
Well, according to the dham, we have the mood. Like in Mayapur, we are going, then automatically our mood should be odare, magnanimity, and because if we have that mood, then we'll be able to praise Lord Chaitanya much better because he's in that mood. And if we are going to Vrindavan, then our mood should be of Dase, of Radha Krishna, because if we go with that mood, then we'll be able to serve them and glorify them properly. We are going, what kind of mood, what deity is there, presiding deity, and then according to that, we have to approach that dham in a particular mood. It depends on the dham. Just like if you go to Badrinath, Narayan is doing tapasya in Badrinath. So Badrinath is a dham of tapa. So when we go to that Badrinath, we should be doing tapasya. We should have mood of doing tapasya. So that pleases Narayana. So like that. So we have different moods in different dhams.
I understood. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. iPhone Mataji, do you have any question? Okay, so Prabhuji, there are many questions on the chat, so we shall go with that. Then iPhone Mataji, if you have any questions, I will come back after the chat questions. Anand Vilas Prabhuji is asking, Prabhuji, we have the habit of asking for protection in some adverse situations. Do I need to stop that, like in car, airplane, traveling, etc.?
Yeah, devotees generally pray before traveling to Narasimhadev and ask for protection. Generally, this is a system. Devotees do that. It's not really wrong, but it's not really ideal. Why we should ask for protection? We generally don't ask for protection. If we simply glorify him and leave it up to him. That's all. That's it. If you are starting your journey, you can glorify Lord Narasimhadev and just tell him that it's your wish whether you want to protect us or not. That has to be added if you really want to glorify him. But as far as things goes, so every time we should be glorifying Lord Narasimha. We daily glorify in the morning, and that's okay. That's fine. And Lord Narasimhadev is always ready to protect his devotees. You don't have to ask him specially while starting journey. It's not really required. So we can stop it. That's all.
Okay.
So what's happening? What's happening, Mataji? Somebody's unmuted. You have to mute that. Somebody is really gone crazy. Okay.
Sorry. Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
So next question is from Chitra Rupini Mataji. She is asking, Prabhuji, you said don't disappoint Nrsimhadev, but how can I know that I'm disappointing Lord Nrsimhadev?
Well, okay. One thing, just question before the last question which they asked. I just wanted to add there that although we don't need to sing prayers of Lord Narasimha while starting a journey and ask for protection, that's not really required, and that's not devotion, by the way. Ideally, what we should be doing is we can start a journey and we can still glorify Lord Narasimha. We can actually take this opportunity and make a habit that when we start journey, we glorify Lord Narasimha. So in that regard, we get another opportunity to glorify him. That's all, by the system, and that's very nice. That can be done. So you have linked your journey with glorification of Lord Narasimhadev. So your journey actually helps you to glorify Lord Narasimhadev, and not the other way around. It's not that glorifying Narasimhadev will protect you in the journey. It's that your journey helps you to glorify him and gives another opportunity to glorify him. That's all. So that you can do, that you can keep on adding in your schedule, but not with a mood for protection, but with the mood, okay, this is another chance to glorify him. Let me do that. That's all. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Next question.
Prabhuji, so that means like during the travel, you can just sing the Arati and Kavacham like that?
Yeah. We can simply sing the Arti Tabakara Kamla, which Prabhupada said. And that's all. That's all. And not ask anything, just be happy in glorifying Lord Narasimha. Simple.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So next question is from Chitra Rupini Mataji. She is asking, Prabhuji, you said don't disappoint Lord Nrsimhadev, but how can I know that I am disappointing Lord Nrsimhadev?
Well, we disappoint Lord Narasimhadev if we don't serve devotees. Then we disappoint him, because the whole mood of Lord Narasimhadev is to protect devotees, and if we don't protect them and we don't help in protecting their spiritual life, then we disappoint him. So just try to preach as far as you're possible. Just try to help devotees in their devotional life, and that's how you are actually contributing in the mission of Lord Narasimhadev, and he'll be very happy. Another thing, try to become pure devotee. Lord Narasimhadev wants us to become pure devotees, so don't disappoint him by actually wasting your time and not taking it so lightly. That will really disappoint him. If we can do these two things, he'll be more than happy.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So I find two raised hands here. Reshma Mataji, please go ahead.
We can't hear.
Mataji, your voice is breaking. We cannot hear you. Prahladanand Prabhuji, please go ahead. No, Mataji, your voice is breaking. We cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Now it's clear. Now you can ask.
No, it's fine.
It was clear.
Mataji, can you try once? Reshma Mataji.
Please don't.
Mataji, Prahladanand Prabhu is unmuted.
Prahladanand Prabhuji. Yeah, Prahladanand Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Dhanwad Pranam Mataji, thank you very much. And Dhanwad Pranam to Prabhuji and all Vaishnava. I don't have a question. I just want to say some incident which happened in 1984 when I was initiated. My Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, this was in Africa, Nairobi. And he gave me this name, Prahlad Ananda Das. And then I said, Guruji, what does this name mean for me? And then he quoted this slok which says, Naivut Vijay Parduratya Vaitaranya Spadvirya Gayan Mahamrutam Agachat Soche Tato Vimuk Chetas Indriyas Maya Sukhai Bharam Udbharto Vimudan. So he said that your mood should be in serving Nrsimha Bhagwan in this way. First, be Magna Chitta in glorification of Lord Shri Krishna and Narasimha Bhagwan. And preach. Because, this is what he says. Prahlad Maharaj mood is that, he is worried about those who are completely engrossed in Maya. And that's why he says that for myself, I'm not worried about Vaitarani. So this was a small incident. And then since then, I've been, doing those two things which he has entrusted me to do. And that's how I feel so blissful about doing that.
Okay.
Thank you very much, allowing this, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your realization. Priyanka Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, before you take a lecture about Sarvadharman Pratajam Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, Aham Tvam Sarvapapebhyo Mokshashami Mashucha. On this shloka, you take a lecture. Can I ask one question from them?
Oh, but you ask me otherwise because this is not linked to this class, no? Is it? Devotees will say, what kind of question is that? You ask me on my mail. No problem.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So I'll go ahead with the chat questions, Prabhuji. So you have time, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
In the chat.
No problem.
Okay, so Prabhuji, we have Anand Vilas Prabhuji is asking, we have the habit of asking for protection in some adverse situations. Do I need to stop that? Okay, I think it's done. Then Mamta Mehra Mataji is asking, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, what about Pavitra? Can we hear that and why is it usually worn?
What's that? Why it's worn? What?
What about Pavitra? Can we wear that and why is it usually
Pavitra?
Worn? What is that,
No,
Pavitra Mataji?
Hare
What is
Krishna.
Pavitra?
Prabhuji, see, usually we have a thread-like necklace, right? It is called Pavitra from Nrsimhadev. I was inquiring about that. Like you said, we cannot wear
no, you can wear because it is prasad of Lord Narasimha. In that sense, you can wear, but you should not wear it for your protection. I'm wearing to protect myself. That's not a good idea.
Okay.
As a prasad, you can keep in your neck. I mean, but not always. You can just wear it and then take it off and keep it in your altar.
Okay.
Or somewhere.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. So here we see Anjana Gopika Mataji have raised her hands. Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanwad Pranam. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, your question you mentioned, Narasimhadev, we pray for the Radha Krishna's love. And then in our position, we are not in that level yet. Especially I am thinking directly ask Radha Krishna love from Nrsimhadev. But most of the time we approach with Nrsimhadev. Any situation, something happen in our life, he give the protection so we can progress in a spiritual life. Not a material point of view, but a spiritual point of view only. We can be safe and then we can be protected by Lord Nrsimhadev, so we can practice pure devotional service. Yes, Prabhu. But Radha Krishna love is
Well,
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing. You see, it's not the question. We are not qualified. Our goal is to attain love of Krishna and Radha. We can't forget it. So if we pray for love for Radha Krishna, automatically all other prayers are included in that. So why to waste prayers? Why to tell Narasimhadev, Narasimhadev, I have this spiritual problem. Please help me to do this. Just pray one prayer. Please help me to attain love of Radha Krishna. And whatever obstacles are there, Lord Narasimhadev will himself remove it. So that's wise to have one prayer rather than so many prayers, and every time we have problems and we keep on praying and asking something else. That doesn't make any sense. So just pray for love and automatically everything is included in that.
Okay, Prabhuji. And another thing, most of the time when I heard from Prabhupada reading book or a lecture, he said we should, because Krishna, whatever problem comes in our life, we have to approach to Krishna only, whom to ICR, because nobody else in our life more closer or more protector. We have only faith on Krishna, and then if we don't approach with our problem, whom to we go, Prabhu? You know, sometimes we just discourage, don't ask and don't say anything, don't ask anything with Krishna. If we, I mean, sometimes we might be discouraged, or some devotee might go to the demigod. Is it?
No. You see, we have to have faith. Rakshishati iti vishvasa. That's one of the limb of Sharanagati. Rakshishati iti vishvasa. We should have faith that if I serve Krishna, he will protect me. And if he doesn't protect me, that's also his protection. That's our faith. His protection is there in his protection, and his protection is there in not his protection. He's always thinking the best for us. So that with that faith, if we do, then we'll get love of God. We don't have to ask Krishna or any demigods. Not required. Why to ask? Why to ask? Asking is lack of faith, isn't it?
Yes. No, I'm not saying I'm going to demigod, but just approaching some kind of things is not necessary. Yes, Prabhuji.
No, not at all necessary.
Some Prabhupada said, yeah, we can, if something happen in your home, to approach, you know, Krishna is only there for us. Means we cannot.
Krishna is not there for us. We are there for Krishna. First of all, see, we are servants. One thing I'll tell you. We generally keep on thinking in the mentality of an ordinary common man. Common man thinks Krishna is there for us. That's okay, but our target is love of God. We are want to become servants of Krishna. We want to become his associates. And the thinking here is totally reverse. We are there for Krishna. And that's called real love. If we want to attain love and we want to become associates, we have to think like that. And then things will automatically happen.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's why I was confusing, getting immediately approached Radha Krishna love and then not asking anything. And then in the, I was getting little confused.
No, it's like that.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Always your class very enlightening. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your explanation. Very good.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that wonderful answer. So it's like very nice, Prabhuji. We are there for Krishna. Krishna is not there for us. Thank you so much. Jyoti Takni Mataji is asking, Hare Krishna, could you please share or teach Nrsimhadev-Kavach and Nrsimhadev Stotra? What is the difference and why is it introduced? Please share your teachings.
Well, Nrsimhadev Stotra, what is Nrsimhadev? So that Tabakara, Nrsimhadev Stava is there, Tabakara Kamlevaranikum, we sing that. Nrsimhadev Stotra, that's there. And
Ugram Mira Mahavishnu, maybe she's telling them. Ugram Mira Mahavishnu. that we can know, Prabhu.
Okay, Ugramira Mahavishnu, Jwalantam Sarvadomukam, Nrsimham Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyam. Yeah, that verse is there. We can chant in the glorification of Lord. Not bad. That's always there. Ahobilam, Ahosharyam, Ahobhaho-Parakramam, Nrsimham Param Devam, Ahobilam, Ahobalam. That verse is also there. Beautiful verse. Two verses we can
this one, Sri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jai Jai Narasimha, Prahlad.
Yeah, that verse is there, which Mahaprabhu used to chant, Sri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha. So all these mantras are there. Sotra we can chant in the glorification of Lord, but we should not chant with a secret desire to get protection from him. Just don't do that.
So,
You will
thank you
be
so much, Prabhuji.
exploiting
Actually,
Lord
it is
Narasimha.
registered now. You should not
Yeah,
seek
don't do
protection.
that. Yeah, just simply
Because
praise him. That's all. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Actually, because many of us in devotees association also, anything what is happening, just to pray to Lord Narasimhadev. So it's the thing which everyone recommends. So, but today it was a very different point of view which you had taken the class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You should not seek protection. You just serve the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, केशवानंद प्रभु, वो जो श्लोका है अकाम सर्व कामो वा मोक्ष काम उद्धारदि तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यदेते प्रति, इट इज नॉट फॉर द डिवोटीज, फॉर डिवोटीज दैट मंत्र अकाम सर्व तो हमारे लिए नहीं है, दैट इज फॉर द पीपल हु आर न्यू.
Akama sarva kamava, there the commentator explains that we don't approach Lord to fulfill all our desires. The idea is akama sarva kamava moksha kamadhara. The idea is, if you don't have any desires, go to Lord, fine. If you have some desires which are, that you can ask. If those desires are promoting service of the Lord, for example, the classical example is of Chitraketu. Chitraketu asked the Lord to become Gandharva and have so many Gandharvas. And why? He wanted to sing the glories of Lord. So becoming Gandharva is a material desire, but that he asked to serve the Lord. So those kind of desires are coming in Sarvakam. Not just any desire, anything, Tom, Dick, Harry, and personal desires. That's not there.
Prabhu, suppose we go to some non-devotees, they're telling we want this, that. Don't worry. Sarvakam idhar aa jao. Ask Krishna only, like that. Unko खींचने के लिए, can we do that?
No, क्या खींचने के लिए? वो बकवास है वो. खींचना कुछ नहीं है वो तो. Oh, that's wrong philosophy. We are trying to pull him by our own mental concoction. Bhagavatam doesn't say like that. Bhagavatam begins with Nirmalam. It is having no contamination. We can't say wrong things.
Some Prabhu had told like that. Don't tell them, don't go to demigods. Sabke liye Bhagwan pe aisa. Like that they have told. That's why I'm asking.
No. Krishna, our message is pure devotion. That's all. And we have to convince him. You have to become pure devotee. You have to convince him to leave his desires. Not that Ajao bhaiya, your desires. That's our job, That's the job of Prabhupada. Leave desires. So yeah, you're right. Okay. We don't.
Okay,
thank you, Prabhu.
That will do. Thank you.
So next question is Karpagavalli Mataji is asking fasting about the fasting time tomorrow.
Well, I don't know. Fasting, breaking the fast. We break the fast in dusk, is it? Lord Narasimhadev, when the sun sets, at that time Lord Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu when there was like evening, no night and day, between night and day. And after that is over, we break the fast. That's all. Simple.
Okay. Thank you. Gail Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, just following up on your conversation with Sukakara Prabhu just now. So when we hear that regardless of what your desire is, we should take it to Krishna. So if you have material desire, as devotees aspiring for pure devotion, right? We don't want to ask Krishna for material things. But for people who don't have that faith and pure devotion, for them,
So
shouldn't they take their desires to Krishna?
no. We see, we are preachers. There's no acharya. Prabhupada never preached like that. Prabhupada always said, get rid of this. Our job is to cultivate pure faith in people. That is Mahaprabhu's movement. By our preaching, by our expertise, Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, Narasimha Thakur, Bhakti Thakur, none of them preached like that. Okay, if you have desires, still go to Krishna. They said, leave your desires. Anyavilashita shunyam. That's our job as a servant.
Yeah, but we cannot. If a person doesn't have the sukriti to have that purity of faith, we cannot force that either.
No, but you have to convince him. But if he doesn't get convinced, then we can't say a wrong thing.
No,
that, okay,
but
if you're not convinced, still you can go to Krishna for fulfilling material desires. No acharya has recommended this. There's nothing.
Then how to understand verse 2, 3, 10 in the Bhagavatam?
What's
Whether you have no desires at all, you have pure desire.
Yeah.
Or you're full of material desires.
Yeah. So that was a question of Sukhakar Prabhu. That was explaining. All the commentators, they recommend that whether you are full of material desires, those material desires are not for selfish purposes. Sukadeva Goswami is saying those material desires are there for service. And that you can ask from Krishna. That's okay. That's fine. I mean to say, if I want a laptop for preaching purpose, okay, fine, I can ask for Krishna. But if I want a laptop for my selfish purpose, then that is not definitely recommended and that's not encouraged. Those kind of material desires are Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Sarva Kamova. Otherwise, nothing will make sense out of Bhagavatam, isn't it? Bhagavatam begins with the fact, Prohita Kaita Vatra Nirmatsaranam. Bhagavatam begins with the fact, leave all desires for dharma, artha, kama, moksha, and then enter Bhagavatam. That's a premise of Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we break that premise. So all the commentators are very carefully explaining Sarva Kama. And that's why I told the example of Chitraketu is given in this regard.
Yeah,
he asked for material desires, but that's for service. Krishna fulfilled. That's fine enough. No problems. Another example of Sarva Kama is given. I think I forgot. Some devotee was there. He asked for material desires, but that was for service. It's just missing in my mind.
So anyway, if you want the fulfillment of material desires for selfish enjoyment, then you go to some maybe Dharma Shastra, some Karma Kanda Shastra like that.
Well, what they want to do, they can do in their life, but we don't recommend just go to hell, whatever you want to do. But we don't have a solution for you. If you have material desires, do whatever you want. Our thing is either leave material desires and serve Krishna and surrender to him. You'll be happy. You'll be much more happy rather than fulfilling your material desires. That's our thing.
Okay, so now I understand how you are presenting that verse, but when it comes to if you have no desires or desire for liberation, because I understood how you interpret it, if you have material desires. If you have material desires, they should be material desires for Krishna's service. So how about the other two categories? How do you?
The two categories. If you have no desire, that's perfect. That's if you have no desire at all, you simply serve him and don't ask him anything and do whatever is required. And the desire for liberation, that's also there. That there are many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam where their devotees have desired for liberation for the service of the Lord. For example, Salokya Mukti. Few devotees, I think I forgot the example. They asked for Salokya Mukti just to serve Krishna, and that's fine. That's fine enough. That those kind of liberation is okay. If that is for service, like just like for example, we say Krishna, we want to get rid of birth and death, and we want to come to your abode and serve you. That we are asking for liberation.
But that one doesn't sound like it's pure. Salokya, Samipya, all those four, those don't sound pure.
No, no,
Those-
no. Yeah, okay. So your question is, you see the point. I'll tell you now. Now the question is, you see the point. There is what is a pure desire and what is impure desire. It's not necessary that every material desire is impure and every spiritual desire is pure. That's not the point. We for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, spiritual and material, the benchmark for us, what is spiritual, what is material, is not how other people think. For us, we don't think in spiritual and material desires. We don't think like that. We think in selfish and unselfish desires. That's our thinking. So material desires which are not selfish, which are for service of Krishna, they're most welcomed. Spiritual desires which are having selfishness, they are not at all welcome. They are also rejected.
Yeah.
So that's how our thinking is. So our thinking is very different. So it doesn't matter whether your material desires, whether your spiritual desires, until unless that's for service of Krishna. Doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, so whether your aspiration is for something in this material world or the spiritual world, the real question is, what do you want to do with what you get?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to serve Krishna, Krishna is very happy. Whether in this material world or spiritual world, it doesn't matter. For Krishna's, you see, from Krishna's perspective, material world, spiritual world, there's absolutely no difference at all. Prabhupada said it's all his energies. It's for his service, by the way. So from his perspective, it doesn't make any difference. So if you look from his perspective, yeah, ask anything. But if it's for my service, granted. If it's not my service, go to hell. That's all. That's all.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Gail Mataji, for that question. So, Prabhuji, actually, now we have our next session, which is glorification. Okay. So, can we have one last session now and we can end the call?
Okay. Yeah, it's yours. Yeah.
Anshika Kilwani Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna to all devotees. Prabhuji, my question is how to make this as habit to glorify Krishna instead of asking anything material, because we are taught to ask anything and everything to Krishna only. Please clear my doubts and help me to not make any offense by asking.
Yeah. If you want to make a habit of glorifying Krishna, read from Bhagavatam various glorifications of devotees. Kunti Maharani's glorification, Bhishmatama glorification, Gopi's glorification. Keep on reading that. And you will find those devotees are simply glorifying Krishna and not asking anything. And then slowly we'll get their mood and then we'll become like them. I mean to say we can't really become like them, but we'll become 0.1% like them, and then our life will be successful. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, dear devotees, further questions we can have next time when Prabhuji is on the call. So now we will be having our next session also. Please stay with us. And Prabhuji, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and association. It was, in fact, a very, very good class. No words for your class. You give the different perspective of how to understand the Lord. So thank you so much. So, devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji.
Keshavanand Prabhuji ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, devotees. So please stay with us. Hare Krishna. Please stay with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We would have our next session starting now by Her Grace PadmasakhiMataji. We will be doing parikrama. Can you all hear me? Today we
Yes,
please
loud and clear. Hare Krishna. Please stay with us for our next class with the Ahobilam Kshetra virtual parikrama given by Her Grace PadmasakhiMataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, please welcome and Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna PadmasakhiMataji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for taking such a nice, wonderful service, and thank you so much for your association and time. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shamguri Mataji, and all the devotees for always encouraging me But frankly speaking, today I'm a little bit scared because if you do Vrindavan Parikrama and other parikramas, there's a lot of information, so many pictures. You can search in like Google also. You don't get any information, no videos, Ahobilam. Here and there, small are there, but very difficult. But please pray for me. Fortunately, 10 months before I have been to Ahobilam, I think in June 2022, when I was in India, we went. I had a fortune of being there. So I myself, we always take videos and upload in my kids' YouTube channel for their memory. It is not a very big channel, but just for their memory, we keep uploading there. So good that I recorded. I can show you today because I didn't find any much videos to show towards the end, neither pictures. So I'll show the videos towards the end, but we will start the parikrama. We'll see the blessings of Nrsimhadev. Very, he is the obstacle remover. So we'll seek his blessings and all the blessings of assembled devotees, and we'll get started. So actually, Ahobilam is in Andhra Pradesh. If you have to go from Hyderabad, it will take around 6 hours. From Chennai, it will take probably 6 to 7 hours. Even from Bangalore, it will take same 6 to 7 hours. It's in a district called Kurnool district, very close to a place called Nandyal and Alagadda. It's huge forest. If you go and see, you'll be so surprised. No big hotels to stay, not much facilities, so much of thick forest, Nallamala forest. It is very thick, and going itself has a big austerity actually. You can go till Ahobilam Narasimha Swami, but then when you start going up, it's really, you really need the blessings of Narasimhadev. And otherwise it's not so easy. I'll show the video, then you will understand. So if somebody wants information, there is one ISKCON small center, or what do I say, a guest house, an ISKCON guest house at the lower Ahobilam. Nice decent rooms, couple of rooms. So we stayed there one night, and then next day morning we started our yatra. So that is the thing. It's not a big city, very rural place, small place, village. So what is this Ahobilam? Ahobilam is the place where actually Lord Nrsimhadev appeared. He broke the pillar and he appeared. That is in Ahobilam. So basically it's the last, if you see, and Ahobilam is also Divya Desams. Like 108 Divya Desams are established by Sri Sampradaya. So Tirupati and Ahobilam, these two are in Andhra Pradesh. So it's also one of the Divya Desams, and Ahobilam is said to be the body of Anantasesh. Actually, Anantasesh is there. The head of Anantasesh is said to be Tirupati. The body is Ahobilam, and the tail is Sri Sailam. Lord Shiva's place. That is also in Andhra Pradesh. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited. Sri Sailam is a place of Lord Shiva. Very beautiful place. So that is what it is said, Ahobilam. Then, so in Ahobilam, there are, like how we see Vrindavan, 4 peaks we say, right? Barsana, Banugad, Dangad, like that. Here also there are 2 peaks, 2 mountains. One is called Garudachal and one is called Vedadri. So what happened is Garuda got a hint that Nrsimhadev is going to come, and then he had a desire to see Nrsimhadev. So he came here and he performed austerities, and Nrsimhadev said, I will come, I will appear in that cave. That's why it is called, there are 2 different meanings why it is called Ahobilam. So Bilam is a cave, Aho is like we say, like when we are so surprised, Aho, like very beautiful or surprising. So because Nrsimhadev appeared here, it is called Ahobilam. Like and it is also said it's called Ahobala, because when they saw Nrsimhadev, all the demigods were saying, Ahobala, Ahobala, means like, so Ahobilam is cave, Bila is cave. Aho is like beautiful. So when they said that is one meaning, beautiful cave where Nrsimhadev appeared. Another meaning is Ahobilam, they used to call, because the demigods were saying here in the shloka also it is there, Aho Viryam, Aho Shauryam, Aho Bahu Parakrama, Narasimham Param Daivam, Ahobilam, Ahobalam. This is what the demigods were saying when they saw Nrsimhadev. It's like strength, so much strength, so much strength. That's what they were saying. So that's why it's called Ahobilam, Ahobalam. And then why is it called like Garudachal is Garuda was praying, and Vedadri is there are two pastimes, small things. One is said that when Nrsimhadev appeared, to pacify him, the demigods were reciting so many prayers, standing on this hill Vedadri. So because they were saying so many prayers, so much of prayers, it's called, they were reciting Vedas, Veda mantras also. So it's called Vedadri. And it is also said there was a demon called Somaka who stole the Vedas. And then Brahmaji was praying because the Vedas were lost. So Lord fought with the demon Somaka and he came back and gave back the Vedas to Brahmaji on this hill, Vedadri. So that's why it's Garudachal and also Vedadri. And then Ahobila Kshetra, you have 9 Nava-Narasimhas. So it's known for all these 9. I couldn't go to Pavana Narasimha because it is very far. We just went only for one day. But the sequence is, see, if you stay in the guest house in the lower Ahobilam, then morning you have to take a bus or your own vehicle, then go. Then the Ahobilam temple, you have to stop your vehicles and temple only will provide a bus. I'll show you that also. So from there we will go to a place where they will stop. So first we will see one Narasimha called Karanja Narasimha. And then we will see Ahobila Narasimha. Then we will see Kroda Narasimha. Then we'll go a little bit up and we will see Malola Narasimha. Then we will see Prahalada Badi. And then little more, not little more, like that is the biggest. So then that is Jwala Narasimha. And if you want to go, you can go from there to Ugrastamba. So that, so those are, and Pavana Narasimha, Bhargava Narasimha are also there, little far away there from other side of the hill. But on this hill, you will see Karanja Narasimha, then Ahobila Narasimha, then Kroda Narasimha, Malola Narasimha, Jwala Narasimha, these 5. So we will, and then there is a Sthala Puran, very beautiful Puran. So what happened was King Prataprudra Maharaj, what he used to do, he's an ardent worshipper of Lord Shiva. So what happened, and he used to carry a goldsmith with him. The goldsmith used to have a mold of Lord Shiva. So every day, wherever he goes, or even every day, he doesn't keep the Shiva idol. Every day the goldsmith comes, he will put gold in the mold, make fresh idol of Shiva, and then Prataprudra Maharaj will offer his prayers, and then only he will eat or drink. Otherwise, he will not eat or he will not drink. And I heard that towards the end of the day, they would give that Shiva deity in a charity. When I went there, the local devotees were saying. So what happened one time, Prataprudra Maharaj was coming for hunting. So it so happened that he came to this Nallamalla forests. And then he came with his goldsmith and his ministers, because the goldsmith had to make the deity. And then the goldsmith was trying to make in a regular way, pouring gold in the mold, molten gold in the mold, and then trying to make. But whenever he tried, Lord Shiva is not, the deity of Shiva is not coming. Rather, Narasimhadev's deity was coming. And then they got so surprised, like, why is this happening? They were thinking. And then Nrsimhadev, and then what happened? Prataprudra Maharaj didn't do any prayer he didn't pray. So he didn't eat or he didn't drink, he didn't do anything, he just slept. And when he slept, he got a dream. Nrsimhadev appeared and Nrsimhadev said, "This is my place. You came to my abode. So I only appeared. Shiva will, there's no place for anybody else. This is my place. And then Prataprudra Maharaj will get so surprised because Nrsimhadev appeared, and then Nrsimhadev will say, you please take care of developing this Ahobilam. Because of that only we are able to at least see Ahobila Kshetra. Otherwise it wouldn't have been possible. It's very dense forest. So then Prataprudra Maharaj will agree to develop, and he also gives few acres of his lands to the Ahobilam temple. That's why there is one place called Prataprudra Maharaj is his name, right? So it's named after him. There is a small village called Rudravaram named after him. And then he gets an instruction. Nrsimhadev says, so you just give a call to one person. His name was Srinivasa Acharya. As a kid, he's a small kid, and go and call. I think his father's name I forgot. It's very. I forgot the name of the father. So they belong to Sri Sampradaya. Kidambi Keshavacharya. So Srinivas Acharya is the son of Kidambi Keshavacharya from Melkote. They are from Melkote. So then he will give an information, request him to come. And actually Srinivas Acharya at that time was under, like his father taught him so many things, but he was going under training under Gatikashtakam Ammal. So Gatikashtam means in one Gatika, he can recite so many shlokas, so many mantras, so many shlokas. So he was getting trained under him. And then when he got a call from Prataprudra Maharaj saying, requesting, so Gatika, his guru also will say, please go. So then Srinivas Acharya will come, and then he wanted to take initiation. So Lord Narasimha himself comes as a sannyasi and gives him initiation, and then names him as Shatagopa Jiyar. From Sri Sampradaya, they'll always have that, I guess, Jiyar, Chinna Jiyar Swami, right? So he will name him as Shatagopa Jiyar, and then Shatagopa Jiyar gets an instruction like, you go and preach. Preach and preach and preach. So he will, and then Nrsimhadev will say, I will come, and whenever needed, I will come. I'll come with you. So he was not understanding in which form the Lord is going to come, and then he'll go in meditation. It is said that, so as I said, we will see one deity called as Malola Narasimha. He's the only one which in a cool form, not Ugra, having Lakshmi Devi sit on his lap. So Malola Narasimha, it's said that like Malola Narasimha just flies and comes in his hand. So even now, Malola Narasimha's deity, in the down there is Ahobilam Mutt, and it is said that not said that it's in Ahobilam Mutt, even till today they do Brahmotsavam. February to March, that time. So that time, the original, when they were doing when Prataprudra Maharaj goldsmith was trying to make the Lord Shiva deity, I just said that Nrsimhadev's deity has appeared. So that golden Nrsimha Murti is also there, and even the Malola Nrsimhadev, which came, the deity which came in the hand of Shatagopa Jiyar, that is also there in the Mutt. They bring it during the Utsava festival. Brahmotsavam festival, they will bring the deity out, and then they'll take down. And it is said that when the deities are taken back down from upper Ahobilam to lower Ahobilam, it rains profusely. So, and then now Shatagopa Jiyar starts going and then preaching everywhere. And King of Orissa also will come to know that he is there. And King of Orissa will come and take shelter of him, because Muslim kings that time have been invading Orissa, and then King of Orissa lost his kingdom. So he comes and takes shelter of Shatagopa Jiyar, and then he will ask, can you please pray to Nrsimhadev on my behalf? And then surprisingly, next time, like the next day, when the Muslim kings were coming and having a battle, a huge, like I would say, battle of lion, a huge army of lions, they came and attacked the Muslim king's army, and then they were so, of course, with lions, who will be able to win? So they lost the battle, and then they learned a lesson. They will come and give the kingdom back to King of Orissa. I think his name is Madhava. What is his name? Mukundadev. So even in, I think it's there in the Wikipedia also it is mentioned. So they'll give back the kingdom to Mukundadev back. And then, and one more pastime, what happened, I think Adi Shankaracharya. Yeah. Adi Shankaracharya, what happened? One time he is going, where was he going? From Ahobilam, he's going somewhere with his disciples. So he decided he will stop at that place. Not Adi Shankaracharya, I'm sorry, I'm just saying. There was one GR, like one Sri Sampradaya Guru. He was going with the Adi Shankaracharya also visited Ahobilam, so I got confused. So he was going with his disciples and they want to do their prayers. So they will stop at one place and then suddenly dacoits will attack. So this GR Swami will say, oh, please, please, can you please give me some time? Because everything that we have belongs to the Lord. We don't have anything. We have few things to do. We'll finish off. Then you can decide on what to do. So the dacoits are waiting. And then this GR Swami is doing the puja. Offered, he made chakkara pongal, we say sweet rice. So he made sweet rice and then he was doing the aarti. And when he was doing like aarti the third time, the dacoits come and they fall at the feet and then they're so scared, shivering, and then they will ask like what happened. When asked what happened, they will say some lions are attacking us, some lion is attacking us, please save, please save. And then this GR Swami will look, he doesn't see any lion. So then he will think, maybe Nrsimhadev, my Lord, is trying to save me. So then he will request the lions to go back. So the dacoits will not see the lions anymore. And then the dacoits will fall at the feet of this GR Swami and they will ask for forgiveness. Please forgive us, they'll say. And then they will escort this GR Swami and the disciples till in the forest, till they reach their destination. So that is the that is how merciful Narasimhadev is, always protecting his devotees. I think it is 9 o'clock. We have to stop here probably. So maybe we will stop with or we'll just see Karanja Nrsimhadev.
Yeah, Mataji, how many we have done so far?
We didn't start yet, Mataji. We just started the brief history and Sthala Purana.
Okay.
We will just see one, Karanja Nrsimhadev. So I said that's the first one. Karanja as a tree. So this is the entrance. When you go like this. So what happened? Hanuman, here you will see Nrsimhadev with a bow and arrow. Nrsimhadev, what he was doing, Hanuman, what he was doing, he was meditating here under the Karanja tree to see his dearmost Lord's form. But then he was always not seeing Lord Ram, rather Nrsimhadev. Then he was thinking, what kind of form is this? He is not my Lord Ram. Who is he? Like that he will think. Then Lord Ram, Nrsimhadev will come with a bow and an arrow and give darshan, saying that he is non-different from Lord Ram. So we will see Hanuman's deity here as well, and also Nrsimhadev with a bow and arrow. See, there's bow. He's holding bow, but the other side arrow is not there. Maybe. So this is the deity you will see there. That is Karanja Narasimha. We'll take his blessings and then go to upper Ahobilam Narasimha. That we will see tomorrow. Thank you so much. If you have some time for 5 minutes, maybe we can see a video.
Sure, Mataji. I'll turn off everything.